ideas. My job is partly to write these songs that I sing that remind me of my moments of clarity. And the rest of my job, luckily, is night after night to remind myself of these things I promise not to forget. She had a life to live. The day she left home, she vowed no surrender, no company drone. She wrote it down in crimson, she wrote it down in black. She wrote it down so deep, she's never gonna take it back. Make your clear and solemn vow before the age of compromise. Write it here and write it now, always right before your eyes. This tattoo, this tattoo, this tattoo. It isn't on the surface, it doesn't need to be. She wrote it down so deep, only she can see. She doesn't have to show it, it isn't made for show. She made the print so plain, it's written on her soul. Make your clear and solemn vow before the age of compromise. Write it here and write it now, always right before your eyes. This tattoo, this tattoo. Now with this tattoo, you make your promise of who you are and what you think. This will be your binding contract written down in blood and ink. Songs are like tattoos. You know I've been to sea before. Crown and anchor me, or let me sail away. She had a life to live. The day she left home, she vowed no surrender, no company drone. It's a tiny little microcosm. It's just a song. It's not therapy. It's just a simple discipline of showing up to the quiet of the studio with the window and the skylights and the empty page. That's the cool part. Just bearing that unknowing. But I show up with a curious assumption. I just wonder if there's something that my heart has been meaning to tell me, something that I need to know, like something I need to say to someone that I have hesitated to say. And if I'm willing to wait, sometimes with the help of the guitar, just some simple sound will open my imagination and my heart, and before long, I'm able to hear that subtle pull, as if there's a story to tell. And I listen to some little riff on the guitar as if it's the soundtrack to a scene. My job, what's the scene? What's the memory? What's the place in my heart that is trying to speak? And sometimes I come up songs that surprise me because they seem to be so simple. Just a couple of characters carried along on a current, in this case, kind of a mythical Mississippi River. And I wonder, why did this pop into my heart and my head? Why is this important for me to know? Because I only play the songs that I'm trying to learn. Of course, I don't mean learn how to play. I just mean learn how to live, how to remember. So, I'll finish this song, steering only by what feels most intense and focused and powerful. And I'll just try anything, see how it feels. Try different words, try different phrases, try different... It takes days, and I don't mind. I love the process. Cardio spelunking with the world's best flashlight. Music going in. And it is an odd thing that happens, that sometimes just old pain with the alchemy of music becomes energy, compassion. Wow, that's a good trade. And I tell myself, well, it's just a song. I can be brave enough to do this because it's just music. I would never come sit down at a stranger's table and speak these things that I dare to speak in music. But the music has always been trying to tell me that that's possible, that I don't always have to be behind this little hollow interpreter with the strings. I could try to feel that same confidence just everywhere. The songs are always about reframing my assumptions, my conclusions about the way I think the world has to be or I have to be. And my favorite kind of song is a really hopeful song that looks squarely at this world. Like this one. After singing this a few times, I started to realize this is a curious song. The quietest part of it is the chorus. Normally that's the anthemic, triumphant conclusion. In this song, I sing it really quiet because it's spoken as a whisper from, what, the current of the river? Well, there's two characters carried along on a current. One of them's awake to it, one of them not. One of them kind of resistant to being awoken. So I realized that, wait a minute, if you were out there on this mythical Mississippi where it's dark between towns and quiet, and the bank so far away, and the current so steady, so gentle, you could almost forget that this current is unstoppable. So yes, it could be about that yearning in every heart for us to learn something, for us to pass along a better vision, a better story. And that current, if that's what's whispering in this song, then this is the most hopeful song I know. On the Mississippi River, where I woke up from my dream, on the raft where we lay sleeping, as the moonlight shone downstream, there's a symphony of silence in this flow. There's a hush upon the breeze that whispers, we need not rush this drift along this river. See the way. Each lonely drop of rain will be delivered to the sea. someday. How I wish you would awaken, for this moonlight's made for two. But you startle when you're shaken, so you sleep right through this view. Past the music on the shoreline, deep and low, like the way I ache for you, that whispers, we need not rush this drift along this river. See how it knows the way. Each lonely drop of rain will be delivered to the sea, to the sea someday. The world is aching with frustration, all the tragedies we know, the injustice of our nation, and how far we have to go. Change is daunted by the distance, long and slow, but it can't resist the flow that whispers, we need not rush this drift along this river. See how it knows the way. Each lonely drop of rain will be delivered to the sea, to the sea someday. Someday, someday. I decided to call this last collection of songs Blaze, the kind of blaze that's on a trail when you think you're lost and it's way too foggy up on the ridge. And you think, man, did I lose this trail? Am I walking up the wrong side of this? So then you see that little square paint on that little mark on that tree, and you think, oh, well, someone has walked this way. Someone has not only been here, but thought, well, you know, someone's gonna follow. Let's just mark the trail well. The ideas will be here when they're needed. Sometimes the things you say to somebody, you don't know, they might have really heard it. It might have been the right words at the right time, a cathartic moment. allowed them to imagine a possibility that they could not have imagined before. It's weird. I go back and try to thank the people that have made all the difference in my life by saying the right thing at the right time, and they never remember saying it. I say, come on, you gotta realize this is the most important thing you ever said to me. And they say, are you sure it was me? And I say, oh, man. So, this is celebrating how it's enough. And the difference that we make with our ideas, we don't know how far they go. No one's going to invent a better match just because it burns longer. A match is good enough if it'll light a candle. That's what it's for. A candle's good enough if it lasts a good long conversation. But a good conversation at first you couldn't listen, and you held to your suspicion, 'cause this new point of view seemed bold and strange. But that simple truth's insistence just melted your resistance, till all at once you knew that what you knew must change. A match will burn just long enough to light a single candle. A candle only burns until the conversation's done. But one bright conversation shines a light across a lifetime, and every life has time enough to shine like the sun. Like the sun. Every life has time enough to shine. Your search for easy answers only led to harder questions, but you rose up when that simple faith fell through. You were fearless in the rubble. You were shaking the foundations, 'cause you weren't afraid to shatter what you thought you knew. A match will burn just long enough to light a single candle. A candle only burns until the conversation's done. But one bright conversation shines a light across a lifetime, and every life has time enough to shine. On that balcony in Memphis, with a bullet through your body, we heard you speak a strong and gentle prayer. Oh, they try to kill the future as if just a gun could stop you, but the heart of you is beating everywhere. A match will burn for long enough to light one single candle. A candle only burns until the conversation's done. But one bright conversation shines a light across a lifetime. And your quick life had time enough to shine. A gentle revolution that could change a generation. Your words can strike a match and light a flame. And one by one the light spreads through the people of a nation, till the tyranny of hate would never be the same. A match will burn for long enough to light a single candle. A candle only burns until the conversation's done. And one bright conversation shines a light across a lifetime. And your quick life has time enough to shine like the sun. Every life has time enough to shine.